welcome, and Andoran Atashan Elvhen. Welcome to our Dragon Age special here at the Transmissions. Ara Ma'athlan Vhenas. I will call you home. Before we introduce the story and our players, let me first provide a content warning, one which is important for today's story. Dragon Age is a setting which has some dark and difficult themes, not only with some grisly horror, but also in its political and cultural tensions. There are power imbalances throughout the lands of Thedas, and our story today is exploring one of the biggest gulfs in power within the setting, the treatment of the Elvhen and the Elven people, the resulting loss in culture at the hands of the Exalted Marchers, which were perpetrated by the Chantry. After the bloody conflict, the culture, buildings, and language were lost to the Elvhen. Rest assured, we're going to be as respectful and considerate as possible while we explore this topic. And we have discussed our lines and veils prior to today's session. We can check in with each other, but we want you to also be mindful of your own comfort levels. As important as the story is to voice, your happiness and comfort should be paramount. And as such, we would never judge you if you need to step away at all. Now, I'm going to let my players introduce themselves and who they are playing today. Starting with Andre.
Hello, I'm Andre, he, him. I'm playing Jovik, a dwarf guardian who is also uses pronouns he, him. That's it.
That would be me. I can find mute buttons. Hi, everyone. I'm Torin. My pronouns are she, they. I am playing Farron Lynn, our necromantic Dalish, who's just a little strange, but uses they, them pronouns. I'm very excited.
Hi, everyone. This is Kay Phoenix, or Kay on the internet. I go by they, them pronouns. Today I'll be playing our city elf bard, Harlan, who goes by he, him.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan, or less of Vamp Art on the internet, and I use any pronouns, and I'll be playing Darathan, our Dalish elf rogue, shadow rogue, and he uses he, him.
Diayiv Galer, hello, this is Aoife. I use she, her pronouns, and I shall be playing our shape-shifting mage Dalish elf, Rianne, the Ray of Sunshine, who also uses she, her pronouns.
It's a little ray of sunshine. And I am Emma, humbly on the internet, and I am the storyteller today. And I use they, them pronouns. Somniar is the Elven word for dream and dreaming. It is where the Tevinter peoples get their word for very special mages, the Somniari. They are the dreamers. They're exceptionally rare now, mages who can alter the fade physically just through force of will. Their tie to the fade is as connected as a carpenter's is to the wood that they carve. Some will speculate that the ancient elves all had this talent, but perhaps that is just fantastical wishful thinking. Either way, it is a dying art form in the modern age. Here in camp, a prospect was brought to the keeper that a small expedition be put together to follow a vision presented to Farron Lynn in a dream. A bright light seen far to the south, where a lost song is hidden within. There was some trepidation from Rianne, as the siblings seemed content to have two outsiders traveling with them. A guardian dwarf named Jovik, and an elven bard named Harlan. After taking a moment to reflect, the keeper declared that the pair could travel with the Dalish trio, if for nothing else than some protection on the long journey south. The trio were warned, however, to be mindful of what they share and who they are trusting. After their bellies are filled with stew, our scene will open not in the campsite, but within a dream. Farron Lynn, as you went to sleep that night, you will find yourself waking in a different sense, a type that you're familiar with. Sometimes you can knowingly cause yourself to have essentially a little nappy nap, but done with the intention of waking in this other place. This one is less under your control and less done with your intention, and more so something that presents itself once you are asleep. You are in a place that feels like perhaps a glade in a forest. There is evidence that looks like plants and some bushes, and there's definitely some trees before it starts to appear shaped more the way a dream would than in an actuality. You are somewhere natural rather than a built environment. What is your first instinct as you awaken in this place?
If Farronland does not have as much control as they normally would feel, I think the first thing they would do is pray to Falandin as a guiding path through something that's unknown. So I think just to kind of ground themselves as much as you can in the fade, kind of at least center themselves. Just Lathanafia, Master Scribe, be our guide through shapeless worlds and airless skies, and called to try to get Falandin to at least put some eyes on them. That way they're not alone.
Yeah. I think less so than when you are in the waking physical world, where certain things, even such as prayer, is something that you have to expend effort to do. It is something that you are trying to do and hoping for success. Here in the Fade, things work a little differently. And while you are no dreamer, there's still some element of control that you have here that a non-mage would not have. As such, when you speak those words, whether it is through your intention, whether it is actually Falandin responding and not just a spirit recognizing something that you want, as a skeptic might believe, you will see appearing in one of the trees an owl. The big eyes watching you.
Unfortunately for my character, I think that emboldens them to just be like, confidence. All right. And just, well, like whatever, because at least in the Fae for Fair and Lynn, this is where they are confident in a weird way that the mortal world doesn't offer them. Because they can see intention here much clearer than any words that are spoken or any actions that are taken. So with that, I think Farronlin will start exploring. Just kind of nod and give some reverence to the owl, but will just feel where whatever is calling to them, trying to take them. Yeah.
You're going to move through this space and it feels vast. And the trees here feel dark and deep, and there's a wildness to it almost that you don't really feel when you've been in forests as you travel. The forests are somewhere where the Dalish feel very familiar. It's where it feels like it's home. And you know the trees and how nature works and how the roots in the ground work, and your people know how to travel safely without bringing harm to the Aravel or the Hala who guide you. This place is less familiar, less understood, which adds to that wildness. As you do, you're going to spot a sight that you were not expecting. We're going to hop over to Ria. Rihanna, you, although entering into the Fade and the understanding of the magic and the spirits there, it's not somewhere that you intentionally go. But you cannot control when you are dreaming. And so occasionally this will have happened. You wake, in a sense, in a place where you can almost feel moss and the way that the parts of a pine tree create a sort of spongy floor to the forest, a comfort to it. You can feel the weight of your body, in a sense, pressing into this. But it's a strange sensation because it's not physically there. As you do, and you look around, what would be your first instinct?
The first feeling Rianne would feel would be surprise, I suppose. So there would be a little, oh, Fin Islas, a little curse as she realizes, well, here I am. Not usually somewhere that she finds herself.
Hmm.
She doesn't seek out the Fade as much as some of her other mage brethren would. But when she does feel that feeling of the soft earth, solid and comforting under her paws, I mean her feet or her paws or her feet, it's a Fade, who knows? That comfort will help to ground her and she'll become still again and just take it in, look around, and wonder what it is the Fade wants to tell her today.
Mm-hmm. In this moment, and feeling the ground beneath you, and knowing that there is a certain freedom to this place, much like there is in the waking physical world. In the waking physical world, you have to essentially activate your magic to transform. It is something that you intentionally have to do. Here, a simple thought could cause you to shift into something that feels more comfortable. I am curious, Rianne, given the choice, whether it is your Elvhen form or something else, what shape does your body take where you feel the most comfortable and the most you?
That would be a wolf form.
Hmm.
It would be the one she battles in most commonly. Having 4 feet on the ground just feels good to her. Makes you go faster too.
Mm-hmm. So you find yourself with 4 paws on this soft ground that's both there and not there. And in the sky, it's such a strange place here. It is not a night sky where you can see stars or clouds. Seeing the tops of trees, they're present, but it's a strange form being presented by the Fade rather than that which grows in nature, and you do know the difference. So perhaps it makes you feel slightly out of place. But there's a familiarity that connects to you in a moment that does make you feel like you are with something that is home, that is grounded in a reality that you perhaps much prefer. And that is when you see the form of Farron Lynn. Can you each describe to each other, when in the Fade, how do you look?
Ooh, I think Farron Lynn, when they're in the Fade, is closer to what they look like in the mortal realm, of course. But I think when it gets to like the Valisane, where the tree kind of branches out, there's almost like owl feathers, almost a little bit, and kind of arching out a little bit, and then even some wings that kind of materialize around them a little bit. So it's not quite a full like shapeshift, nothing like what Rion does, but there's definitely a visage of a marker there.
Could I
Yeah.
contribute that there are times where we see either elves or elf-connected beings where the ears are almost more leaf-like, as their traditional form would be. Yours almost look more like the elves who have the feather crests that look a little bit like yours.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's definitely like an elongation of features, and then I would even say it's not like they walk around in the mortal world really scared, but definitely in the Fade there's a more of a confidence to them rather than, you know, the try hardness of them trying to communicate in the real world does not translate here, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
So you see a more confident Violin.
And I think they're even smiling at you. Yeah.
Oh. Ryan, how do you look?
I knew it. I love it.
So, Rian is currently in a wolf form, but unlike in the real world, the wolf is not a normal size wolf. It's a human or an elf size wolf, quite tall. And the Valaslin of Andrewil are still present on the wolf's face, but they're glowing. However, pardon me, out of politeness, Rian will shift back to her elf form. She looks like herself, but the aura of the wolf is still sort of superimposed on her, behind her, around her. So when you look away, your peripheral will catch that wolf.
So you see each other, and it is not common. Neither of you will have experienced this before. Maybe other mages have. But to see each other and be aware that that is the consciousness of the other person present in the same dream. I open the scene to the pair of you if you see this. What do you do?
Farron
Run away!
absolutely starts up. Yeah, like gross wings. No. Farrellyn absolutely just looks at Rion and I think directly approaches and just says, Mir Lathalan, my sister. It's good to see you here.
Mir Lathalan, my sibling. It's surprising to see you here.
Yeah, I can't say that I've ever done this before.
It is my custom to dream alone. I wonder why we've been gathered.
I admit I did not land where I expected.
This is your doing?
Could be. Honestly, I kind of just let my friends take me where they want me to go.
Ah, your spirits.
Yes. It's a good question, actually. And I think she kind of looks, or they look around and they're like, is curiosity here? In fact, I think to even kind of summon them, they'll say out too loud, just, where are you, my friend? And where are we?
Sure. And again, things operate a little different when you're here. Some things are effortless because your intention is carrying with you as a mage here in the Fade. And seemingly curling out of the branches of a tree and dropping down is a form that seems to be trying to replicate a cat. It is not fully what one would see in a small domestic short hair, but it's trying its best. The ears are a little long and curl slightly. The tail is much longer than it should be and swirling and swishing as it moves. The paws seem to be touching the ground, but there's no physical contact, it looks like, between the feet and what it is running upon as it bounds and bounces in a playful way towards you, Farnlin. this may be the first time, Rian, that you have seen this spirit. You are aware that they exist when in the material plane, in the physical world. You'll have been aware of their presence anytime Farnlin has needed it because you are open to the spirit world as a mage. But this is the first time seeing it.
I guess recognition would come in the sudden burst of curiosity that blossoms inside Rian's heart. Like, oh, you know?
Yeah.
But her expression doesn't change. She just kind of angles her chin upwards as a mark of respect to the spirit.
Yeah. And it will swirl and move its way without necessarily making contact, but still connecting to you, Farnlin. And it makes its way up to your shoulders and into your arms if you will hold it.
Oh, absolutely. Like immediately, no questions. And just I think more to the spirit than to Rian will kind of point, like head tilt over and just Lathanna Fear is here. I think we're going somewhere.
I have not met you before.
Oh, my friend, my companion. This is my sister.
Anethra. I am Rian.
And as it looks to you, it tilts its head and its features shift less so with the form of a feline face, and the snout elongates a little and the ears point in what you would recognize to be slightly more wolf-like. A show of recognition, perhaps respect.
A tiny quirk at the edge of Rian's lip at that. The closest she gets to a smile on a regular basis. But it's gone again. And she's back to business. Looking around still, because she's still curious, she can't help but not be in the presence of this spirit, but kind of just shoots a cold look over and enlighten us. What are we doing here?
There's a sound. It's almost like a trilling sound from this spirit, and it will leap from your arms, Farnlin, and start to bound in that very playful way down what you now see to be a path in front of the pair of you. Not a wide, flattened road as people might travel down, but clearly a path, perhaps more what an animal would create. And as it does so, you start to clock, both of you, other animalistic forms. At first, you see your friend, Farnlin, starts to chase now a small one that looks almost like a squirrel, has a big bushy tail, and it's running and scuttling away and runs up one of these trees. And it keeps going. And there is a representative of most of the forest's creatures moving in this one direction down this path. What do you do?
First things first. Farnlin looks at Rian and just, I wish I could do that. But you do.
Become one of the beasts?
Look at them. Can't do that.
You chose a different path, did you not?
I don't know if choice really had a matter in it. Just kind of go where they take me. Figure I'll find answers along the way.
Well, I suppose that's what we're here for. And Rian will start to step forward. As she steps, though, before her foot touches the ground, it'll be a paw again as she shifts back into her giant wolf form.
Beatty just like, I'll just try
rubbing it in a little bit.
And I think even as we encounter other beasts, especially like the squirrel and literally this is probably the most Rian has ever heard Farnlin speak, especially in a cogent manner of just, who are you? And, you know, where are we going? And why are you here? Like literally to every one of them as they go.
Yep. They seem less content with giving verbal answers.
Yeah.
The only thing that you seem to get from them is just the impression of following a path.
Okay.
And each of them seem to have that similar essence that they're giving to you of intention.
Yeah.
And as the pair of you walk, it feels like you are walking for such a long time and yet no time at all in the same line. It's a path that winds in places. It is shrouded by heavy trees. The light here is unusual. It is not like the golden light of the sun. There is a slightly more green hue to it, as you might expect here in this place. As you do, what you are going to see is coming out of the tree line. The path widens out in front of you, but you can no longer be your view is no longer blocked by the trees, I should say.
Mm.
It is more almost as if you are above the tree line and looking out at this expanse. And as you do, you can see ahead of you. Again, it feels like such a far distance and yet reachable at the same time. And you can see two spirits, it looks like, that are similar in height. And it's almost as if they are towering above this forest. And they reach out to one another, and their hands will reach out and touch. And rather than holding hands, it's almost like they're creating an archway. And beneath their hands, deep into the forest, you see something that looks like a bright, shining star that you might see in the night sky, glinting inside of the trees. As it happens, Rianne, for the first time fully, and finally you're hearing again this melody of a song. And at first there's one quiet voice singing these words that feel so familiar, and yet you do not know what they are saying. And it's just one voice at first, soothing, calming. You can feel the love in the song. And then there are multiple voices. A little chorus almost singing it. Before it gets quieter and seems to disappear. I will give. I'm just going to give you guys a moment before you wake up.
As the song fades, Rianne will sit back on her haunches and just howl. A long, mournful sound, but there's a little bit of that same timbre that the song had.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll just look over her shoulder and flick an ear at Faran Lin,
who has already been humming, not gonna lie. The moment the chorus started up, like, unfortunately, I think a little sadness at not knowing the words or still not being able to frame their tongue around it, you know. But just and just starts humming and fading out with them. And I think we'll repeat, you know, we need to go south.
And in your hearts, as the song is fading and your grip on this consciousness fades, there is a deep sadness that will settle in at hearing words that should be yours. It should be familiar. It should be something that makes you feel something. And all you're really feeling right now is that sting of loss at the words that were taken from you, and that disconnect, a gulf of feeling. Both of you awake, and it is morning.
Before we move on, it'll just be that Rianne will open her eyes with her face soaked in tears. And she doesn't quite understand why, but she knows she has to find out.
Yeah. The camp has awoken. people are going about their day. There is food for people to break their fast with. There was a space for the two visitors to make themselves comfortable and sleep through the night. Over breakfast, each of you are aware that there is something that you would like to do, something you've been given permission to do. For two of you, there is the weight of knowledge that this is something that you must do. I'm going to open it up to yourselves to now either have a scene collectively over breakfast or any personal conversations you would like to have to prepare for leaving.
I think if maybe Rianne and Fanlin are maybe waking up maybe a little later because of the dream, I think they wake up to Jarathan just leaving plates of food for when they would wake up. And probably leaves one with Rianne, and then goes to find Farron Lynn, and just starts eating his plate, waiting for them to wake up.
If you're with Farron Lynn when they wake up, there's definitely, say just I said same, just tears a little bit and just Lethalin.
Nathalin, what is wrong?
So many want us there. They want to be heard.
We'll make sure that they're heard. Nathalin. Okay?
And it was
He'll
beautiful.
come over and wipe their tears away. We'll make sure. I do have
So
something
pretty.
for you that might lift your spirits, so to speak.
I have so many to lift.
Well, maybe this will lift maybe one or two. We'll see. And then they go into their pocket and they start unwrapping this object that's very carefully wrapped with this greenish, bluish fabric. And as they unwrap it, you see an owl figurine, like statuette.
Well, not snatch it, but I think probably more forcefully than anyone would expect. Just yank!
Yeah.
Just grab it and just start looking at it.
The object, I mean, you recognize it. It's not simply an owl. It is Falundin, with the straight of the wings. The shape of the face is similar to statues that you've seen, sometimes just solitary and on their own. They were probably part of something in the past, but the sole surviving of a ruin. The shape is familiar to you, and as you hold it, for Jarathin, it had there was a weight and significance to it, but as a follower of Falundin and as a mage as well, you hold it, and much like on a cold winter day where your fingers are almost hurting with the cold, and you feel something warm in your hands and the comfort that that suddenly gives, holding this stone owl in your hands, perhaps chasing away the chill of sorrow that you woke with, you feel that warmth and comfort in your hands.
And I, not trying to get in trouble here, but maybe a little bit. Can I just put a little magic into it?
Sure.
Like I'm kind of like I see you, I want you to see me kind of thing.
Yeah. Roll a magic roll for me.
Okay. 17.
Wow. Excellent. Y'all are doing wonderful today, and it makes me very happy. The gods are with you.
Oh, Falundin.
You pour some magical energy into this thing, and although you're not enchanting it or giving it magical properties, but you are just connecting yourself, the tether that you have to the Fade, and connecting that through this object. And it feels like that energy is absorbed in a way and kept within it.
Gonna look at my sibling, just thank you.
Of course. I thought it was better off in your hands.
Hmm.
You know, redistribute
knows
what was
me.
ours. Of course it does.
Yeah. Thank you.
One owl knows another.
Are you excited to go south?
Oh, I'm very excited.
Hmm.
There's so many things. Music. You know I love music. Recovering language, amazing. Brianne is there. That's going to
Well.
be very fun, at least for me.
No, I think it will be fun. They actually and definitely look a concern overtakes their face and just we walked last night together.
In your dreams.
Mm-hmm. It's never happened before.
Then why don't we go check on our dear sister? Make sure they're okay.
Oh,
I left them some breakfast, but it was odd that
Never
they were not up yet.
honestly, I never thought they wouldn't be.
Right.
Probably a good idea.
I think we should also, all of us, have a conversation about what we're going into and, maybe bring some breakfast over to our guests afterwards.
Songbird and the stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she just quietly just picks up her stuff and just, okay, you told me to do it, I'll do it.
So we will hop from our twins to the songbird and the stone briefly. As you wake, you were given a fairly small but still comfortable tent that was erected for you, so that you had some cover from the elements last night. So the pair of you will wake together in this space. You know that there's breakfast happening. You're maybe just giving the camp a moment to kind of get what they need before you go out to join. Is there any conversation the pair of you would have as you wake together?
I'm already awakened when Arlene comes to. I'm sitting on the floor or the bedroll, just looking at you with my stocky little legs crossed.
This is not new to Harlan, so he's gonna sit up and give a big old stretch like, good morning, Jovic. It's always so nice to see you staring at me like that. It's not creepy at all.
I said it 1,000 times. I'll say it again. You're too pretty for this world.
Sure. Yeah, whatever you say. And gives him a little pat on the cheek.
Well, do you think they have food for me?
Well, if you have a nose, you can tell they have food.
Yes, but
will whether
it
or not
be...
you'll like the food, that's another question.
Right. Do you think they have ale?
Ale? Well, my friend. And he picks up his bag and he's like digging around and he's like, I knew that you would want this. And he hands over a bottle of ale, be like, just for you.
You're the best.
You're welcome, buddy.
Breakfast ale is one of the 5 a day.
Should we move out?
Yep. Give me my usual, 30 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Definitely have
getting
a little
out some
hand mirror and yeah.
Yep, some small clothes, some fresh small clothes and everything. Just put in there. Just like his hair and like, how do I look?
Well, pretty as ever.
Thank you, Jovic. All right, Let's go.
Mhm.
Okay. He gets up. He realizes he did not take the 30 minutes he had to actually dress himself. Well, now please give me 1 minute.
Yep,
Puts
Harlan's
on-
just there tuning his lute.
Yeah,
Puts on some clothes and goes out.
incredible.
Ah, beautiful.
Open up the tent flap. The fresh new day. Before your breakfast is brought to you, twins, you were going to check on Rianne.
I think Rianne. Are they in an Araville or are they just sleeping under the stars?
Definitely a sub-star sleeper. She is already awake and has tidied up her face, so nobody can see that she was sobbing, crying in her sleep.
I won't say anything. It's
No,
fine.
nobody can see that ever.
I don't have feelings.
I don't do
No.
that.
Nope. Yuck, yuck, yuck. And has found the breakfast left for her with sort of just a little tilt of the eyebrow, like, that was nice, okay. They're definitely trying to butter her up for this journey. And while she's eating that, she's sort of like planning out her day, making her little plans in her head. She has a mind to go visit the keeper, mommy,
Mama.
to complain a little bit, bitch, whine and moan, and then I guess get started on the day. But she's not expecting a visit.
No.
You probably just hear the twins coming up, and you just hear Drathan. Ah, Lethalan. Good morning.
Lethaline, I expect you're responsible for this food.
I always take care of my siblings. If I haven't, it's because you've given me that look that says, "Don't look at me, don't touch me, don't breathe near me." So,
Rian is currently giving that look.
like that, like right now.
Why have you come to find me?
Well, I figured it would be appropriate for us three to have a conversation on our expedition and our guests.
Your new friends from outside.
Can be friends.
They seem nice.
Yeah, they are very nice. I've worked with Harlan at least a few times, and Jovic seems sturdy as a rock and twice as stubborn.
That's the problem, I think. But if my mother has given her
have
blessing, then
You have a problem with stubbornness?
there's just a really long, stubborn stare directed at Darath.
Just a smile.
And like I think Farrell's just like, hey, who? What do I say? I don't know what to say. I want to laugh, but I can't laugh. That would be mean. Like I think there's just an anxiety just going on. Yeah, absolute like duck in water, just like, but on the outside like, but I think the horrible attempts to try to bridge here, which they're not good at, but just I do think the stone is not so sharp. They kind of like you, and points at Riyadh. Just like, oh, can already tell as the words are leaving, this is not going very well. and really struggling to get their point across. Know what they like? It kind of looks at their brother like with the hand, just like, help me.
Okay. I don't actually know what you're trying to say here,
but
I found it very funny.
Just know how to learn their language. Songbirds like songs, and stone just must be more underneath that.
Much like us, stone is also trying to find more about who they. I'm not exactly sure.
Well, water, like, I think you get an info dump of like water shapes stone, and then like stones can crack, and sometimes there's like geodes in stone, and there's other things to learn. And
A stone does not have to be sharp to bludgeon someone with it. It's okay. Um. mhm, mhm.
Um,
I love this so
I'd
much.
like to think that as the tent flap is open from Harlan and Jovic, your tent is very close to where this conversation is happening. And I'd say that you overheard it, but realistically, the pair of you are likely just as confused as everybody else as to what is being said. And perhaps that puts a pause when you guys realize that they are right there.
Oh,
Be nice, Rian.
good morning. Good morning. Like, it's just the stupidest little way, like, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Lata, I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, but I see that you always address each other with Latalin. Is that a word?
Yes, it is referring to someone that we are familiar with. We
Ah,
Related.
oh, then I should not use it. Is there a word for someone outside to say hello?
Be nice, Rian.
Harlan's just looking up.
Well, you can use our names for now.
Okay, I understand. Sorry.
It's a no. It's just degrees of familiarity and.
Yes, we in the trade language that you know also have that. We don't use it.
Oh.
We just have a word like hello, hi.
Oh, should
Friend.
and I think they're like tugging
Well,
on
yes.
their brother's cloak a little bit, like
Yes.
should we not use Durgan Lin?
No, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. No.
Oh,
I
no.
was just trying to understand. Just if there was another word that I could use
They're
outside.
trying to understand our language and
Yes.
trying to be respectful.
All I'm saying, sorry.
Looks at Rian.
Rian hasn't blinked this entire time.
Can I,
Blink, motherfucker.
can I as a very, well, wizened dwarf, try to perceive if these two have been sleep crying as you're wont to do?
Oh,
I love it.
you can.
Ah, yes, I
So,
often sleep cry.
within the perception skill, you can have a focus in something called empathy.
I
If
do.
You have excellent. Click on the word empathy, and we'll see how you roll.
Read that, bitch.
Oh my
Oh, 21!
He can tell exactly why you were crying.
No!
The
21 with
highest
3
roll
stunts.
of so far 21 is incredible, and 3 stunts means that yes, there's definitely you get a slight puffiness and a little bit of redness that you can wipe away tears, but it is only time that allows your skin to sort of like remove that, unless you're covering your eyes in makeup and trying to mask it. There's clear signs that fairly recently, as everyone has just woken up, the pair of them clearly had an emotional response to something. Absolutely. It's impossible to actually tell what they've been crying about, but they have. You're also seeing a dynamic between the three of them that you're understanding beyond just their reactions to you. You're starting to pick up the very close connection between the two that you know to be twins and this relationship that they have with Rianne, where you've seen it before, especially with, the dwarves are known for being, not all of them are, but some can be very stubborn. There's still familiarity there, and not just in the sense of I am aware of you, but as in a family connection. There is something of a kinship between the three of them, regardless of the slight standoffishness that's coming off of Rianne.
I would just Well, let this language problem ease out, and then I would ask this this journey we're about to take. It's very important for both of you, right? Pointing at Rian and Faralen.
In ways you could not possibly understand. We journey to find lost pieces of ourselves, pieces that were cut from us and taken from us over centuries. We need to find them again to be whole. I doubt you and your people understand this, but without them, we will search forever for the missing pieces of ourselves.
Harlan's looking over at Jovic, looking at her, be like, "Do you want me to tell her, or do you want to tell her about the dwarves and all of their law?"
Well, I'm curious. It's up to you, Jovic, if this is something that you feel you would know. I'm open to you rolling cultural lore or just cunning to see if you have been taught the history that there is between dwarves and elves. If the answer is no, it can absolutely be no, but I'm presenting the opportunity.
Okay, I will roll it just for, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. 12. I would say with a 12, you know that there is history between your two peoples, and not one that is necessarily positive. That doesn't mean that current relationships are negative, but the impression you've got is that dwarves who have old memory and elves who understand old history don't get on very well. The exact nature of what it is, you clearly weren't paying attention during those lessons.
I mean no disrespect, and I know our people have existed for the good and the bad. All I'm going to add here is that I respect what you're trying to accomplish, and I give you my broad shoulders. Well, my shoulders to protect you.
You can tell from Rian's expression that she does not consider herself someone that needs to be protected. But to have a dwarf say that I understand what you mean now and I respect your mission now is quite different to what she expected to a dwarf who she expected just full on, like, your experience is, so different to mine. It's not as valid as mine, or blah, blah, blah. So it kind of takes her aback a little bit. And there's less of the almost open social aggression in her face and sort of like a lowering of hackles. But she's not going to give him that much space to feel good about himself or to feel comfortable in her presence. She has no intention of that, but she'll just sort of tilt her chin upwards again in her usual sort of confirmation.
Daratha's just behind, like,
you're doing amazing, sweetie.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You're all able to eat. The pair of you who are newcomers to the clan would be able to get some food. I imagine the three here would be able to show you where that is. Before you guys set off on the road, is there anything that you want to accomplish beforehand? I know that Ryan was considering going and speaking to Mommy. Would you want to roleplay that out before we head off?
We can have a quick chat.
Yeah. Okay. She is very connected to her people. She likes to be involved. She will lend a hand where it's needed. She also has enough skills in various fields that if someone is ever sick or unable to undertake duties or there's more to do, she will actually go and actively lend a hand. So she's not one of these keepers that is standoffish and my role is to just lead the people. She leads by actively helping. So you will find her helping with some of the youngsters of the clan. They've been getting them dressed, getting them ready, getting them fed. She is gathering up a few to take them over to an area where they have some logs that they've put down for them to sit down so that they can start getting some lessons for the day. So she's just helping in the setup of that when you find her. So this is Ashani, who is not only the keeper, but is your mother.
When away from the strangers and the awkward siblings and everything, Rian is a little bit more, I don't know, chilled out. So there's almost like a relaxed aspect to her as she approaches her mother. And she actually smiles at her.
I think when she sees you, and she will never apologize for this. Yes, you are a full-grown woman, contributed to the clan. She will still always treat you in a way that is her darling daughter. So she will always cup the side of your face and kiss the top of your head. Always. It has never changed. She doesn't care whether you have a problem with it or not. She's going to keep doing it. And she calls you Dasan, which is little arrow.
Anetara mamai.
How are you?
I am... Mamai, I am annoyed. I am upset. I am confused. I am irritated. I am still hungry after breakfast. I am a little bit frightened. There's a lot happening.
And she'll go to loop her arm with yours and leads you off to her area. She gets her own big fancy private tent and section of an Aravel. And will lead you in there so that you have private space, but it's also to allow you the chance to unburden yourself with whatever you need without fear of other people listening in or watching you. She's aware that you're quite a private person. So we'll lead you in there and then we'll go and pick up a box and open it up, and it's got some like rolled oats into a sort of flapjack kind of thing, just to let you eat as much as you need.
So as Rian just starts sort of laying into this little flapjack, she's going to switch into Elvhen fluently. She speaks Elvhen with her mother, and it's kind of annoyed her to have to speak, trade or common in front of others. But she will explain that she doesn't agree with traveling with strangers. She doesn't agree with making the clan vulnerable. She doesn't agree with opening up their customs and their language to other people who, God forbid, might disseminate it. Ew. So, but at the same time, she says, Mamai, something is calling us. And it's calling us in our voices and we can't understand. I have to go, right?
Of course you have to go. This is important. And it is clear that it is not simply something that is a duty. As you say, it appears to be a calling. I'm not sure what it is that you've experienced, but from what Farlin shared, I understand that there are elements of this that you're not going to be comfortable with, and normally, for parts of it, I would be inclined to agree. I think there is a risk to opening up parts of our people to those who are not of the people. I do not think these two people mean us harm. It's hard to explain. Sometimes I like to meditate and look for guidance from our ancestors.
Sometimes I feel our ancestors would want me to turn my back and cast my eyes away from these people. And I'm confused. Is this the burden we have to bear, that we have to allow them to hear these sacred songs in order to reclaim them ourselves?
Well, they will not necessarily understand what it is that you are hearing. It is intended for our ears and our hearts. It is a perilous journey, however, and I know that you all are very strong and capable people, but sometimes unconventional things are given to us to act as guides.
Ah, you speak wisdom, Mamai.
It takes a lot of time to learn that wisdom. We're not all born with it.
Yes. I shall take your strength with me on the road. Your strength and your wisdom and your love and your comfort and your care for me and for all of our clan. I'll represent you and our mother Mithal and our wonderful huntress.
Yes. I know
Thank you,
that
Amai.
her influence on your heart can have you strive for solitary paths that weave around us, keeping to the borders, keeping us safe. At times, you should listen to the other voices that want you to sit by the campfire. I have a good feeling about it. Like I warned, be mindful about what you're sharing and who you're sharing it with, but let their actions show you whether they can be trusted or not.
Okay.
I trust you to use your judgment. You are wise as well.
There's almost a sheepish little shrug. Like, secretly, Rianne doesn't believe that she's wise. Perhaps doesn't even think that she's worthy of going on this journey, but she will rest her forehead against her mother's and thank her in Elvhen and stand up.
She is just going to pass the box that has the flapjack and just gives it to you too. You can take that with you.
Pop it in my pocket for later.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just be crumbs by the time.
Sure, but that's okay. Very good. So, eventually, you all are going to be able to gather up the things that you need, any supplies that you might need for what is going to be a fairly lengthy journey. As you do so, the path south, you have a few options, and different people in the group might have different instincts for what they would want to follow. There is the following of the old roads, and some of these roads are so ancient that they are, in fact, elven roads from when there was a kingdom here. And you could follow that, or you can follow what is more traditional for the Dalish and following the paths that nature provide. It can be a little rougher, it can take a little longer, but for those who are quite reclusive in their nature, it's safer in other ways. What path do you think the group would settle on to travel south?
I feel like Drathen might converse with Rian, as they both tend to do hunting and tracking together, and how they should probably keep off from sight and take the more hidden roads, the elven roads, I believe, um, and to try to not get into any more trouble than we will
Mhm.
probably get into.
Mhm.
Yeah, for once, and probably to the surprise of Nathan, Rihanna's totally in agreement.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the older Elven, the ancient roads are something that call to her too.
Mm.
All
These
right.
roads are laid out in a way that provide easier travel in many ways. And as you go, you are able to see at times markers for what these roads truly are. In recent history, in the past few hundreds, even thousands of years, other signs that these roads were elven have been removed or destroyed, changed. Things have been built upon them. Human structures have been built upon them. Little stagecoach inns and signposts. But every now and again, just off of the road, you'll see a statue or two, or the remains of a wall or two that indicate what once was along these very ancient roads. And you both, either the three of you, don't necessarily know the other ways that the ancient elves used to travel. We as players know that they could travel very instantly between cities using very special mirrors. As we're going, those who are leading the charge in scouting, can I ask you the things that you are doing in order to find those safe paths, and then pick a skill that you would like to roll to see how successful at that you are being.
For Drathan, I think he is used to working very much in tandem with Dami. Dami's not just a pet or a rowdy bird. They are their companion, and they work together in tandem very much. And so he'll send Dami to scout just to see any danger, and he will turn to Rian and just say, "I can take to the trees if you want to take to the skies with Dami, or keep low on the ground."
Oh, I'm very fond of your companion. I have no problem with joining him aloft.
Her, she's my little girl. This man is surrounded by women, mother, sisters, bird.
Okay. So
I would
hmm?
like to ask, are we by foot or are we
By foot.
riding?
By foot, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would just like to add that whenever we find these constructions, these ruins, Jovik would probably get near them and pass his hand over the stone, not making a big fuss out of it, but obviously appreciating it and trying to find some solace in it, almost like putting it to sleep.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask for a few things then. Dorothin, I would say that a part of what you are doing in terms of scouting a road ahead, I'm gonna argue, feel free to banter back at me if you want, that it is stealth that you are using to find paths that are safe and away from others.
Yeah, that are hidden.
And moments.
Yeah.
So like stealth from you, from Rianne. If we are scouting ahead, you're going more in your bird form, is that correct?
Yep.
I'd like you to roll primal magic for this one because it is you trying to tap into your animal form in order to see the road ahead. Jovik, for fun, Can you roll me an empathy roll?
That's what I do.
Yeah. Look
Yeah.
at these rolls, everyone. No, 16 is still great. Trust me. And 11 is a pass in this system. For basic things. So, Rianne, you and Danmi, the Raven, are doing a really good job of seeing the road ahead, seeing when there are people and when to maybe step off the road for a while to let them pass. You are able to see ahead a section of the road that might actually be a bit waterlogged and figuring out a way around that and leading the group as they're following you with your bird calls. For Darathin, when you do have to step off the road or keeping yourselves away or hidden, you're able to find spots where you can kind of use nature to your advantage more than anything else, to try and keep yourselves without having to interact with, humans. Yeah. And Jovic, what I'm going to add with you as you pass these ruins, there is a really interesting sensation when you find the statues. There's a thrum inside of them that almost feels like song in a way. Not necessarily a song that you can hear in your ears, but a song that you're feeling with your fingertips. It's a really interesting sensation, but they feel not only old, but there is a power in them that maybe is lesser than what it was, but it's still present. And as you approach the walls of these ruins, there's just an unmistakable sadness that you feel, a sorrow. There's a sorrow to the stones of the ruins that you are passing. And it makes sense. You don't know the full history of Exalted Marches or what caused these buildings to be ruins, but whatever it was, it has quite literally just deleted any evidence or signs or existence of what once was here. So you can feel that as you touch the stone. You were never necessarily one of the people who would hear the stone song necessarily, but you're a being with a lot of empathy inside of you. Whatever else people might judge you for, that empathy is still very there and very present, and it is that allows you to connect with the emotions of this place through the stone. So we're traveling. It's going to be a couple of days that you're on the road. You have enough supplies to do so without necessarily having to stop off at any settlements, because a few of you wouldn't feel comfortable doing that in the first place. And you can hunt for things that you need on top of that. It is when you are taking a rest and people have rolled out their bedrolls and you're sleeping under the stars, probably under some shelter. One of you is on watch. Can I get a round from everybody just to roll a perception roll to see whoever is highest? You were the one taking watch that point in the evening.
Searching or seeing?
Just perception. It's just to give a
perception.
baseline number.
Totally.
It's not you like actively trying to listen.
Yeah.
It's just for me to figure out who might have been awake at that point.
I got a 15. I think that was the highest.
Yeah,
It's
there's
15, 14.
Two of you that had 15.
Oh.
So, what I will say is, Darathin and Harlan, you were both awake at the same time. Whether one of you was taking watch and the other one happened to be awake, or whether one
We
of
were
you
sharing some elf fruit, actually.
Well, yeah, I think what it is one of you were doing a watch, the other person then had a watch, but the other person just stayed awake anyway. You've been yapping.
Yeah.
And you become aware, of the little camp that you have. There are people sneaking up on you. You clock them just as they're getting a little too uncomfortably close once you realize that they are coming. There are some thieves, some road bandits who see a small group of people at the side of the road and assume easy pickings to grab things, because either you're all asleep and they'll grab it while you're sleeping, or it may result in some conflict. So, as the pair of you notice these people about to spring upon you, what do you do either to act or to alert everybody else? And then we will roll into some initiatives.
I think, let me see. That I was Harlan and would see almost probably the same time as he does. It's just a stillness. It's just a complete stop of the yapping from Darathan. And as he realizes that they're getting too uncomfortably close, he just calls out, Dami, Den wishes alert in Elvhen. And I think there's this big squawk, a raven squawk that I don't think Fernlin or Rian are unfamiliar with. As they realize what's coming on and just hands on blades.
Yep. All right. So you're all awoken by the sound of a really loud raven call. Can I get a roll of initiative just to see what order we're going in? And then we were going to jump into combat. While you guys are rolling that, I will just announce to the audience, some of you will have seen games with me before. We tend to run 3-round and it's done combat. First round is, fight is afoot. What cool thing do you do while you were fighting? Then a second round is, oh no, something bad has befallen you. What happens? Third round, you do something cool. It leads to success. The fight is done. Players are encouraged to be creative. It doesn't have to just be, I hit it with my axe, which you can do. That's perfectly valid. But you can also do other cool things, use the environment, etc., etc. So, let us see who is going for acting. Pen. I have pen. I'll just write this out so I know my order because that is about to disappear. Yeah. Jovic is first. And Harlan. Oh, our visitors are quick on their mark.
Stone and Songbird.
And then Darathan. And then Ariane. And then right at the end, Farlin. Very good. I will switch up the music, but first up is Jovic with Harlan on deck. What do you do?
I immediately roll out of my bedroll.
Ah.
Now I can hear the music.
Without even questioning what may be going on. If there is a squawk, I know damn well that this is supposed to be high alert.
Yep.
So I will go into my armor. I will fetch my shield.
Yep.
Get also grab my I think it's a sword. I don't remember what my character uses. No, it's a maul. Oh, I grab my maul.
Yep.
And I run next to Darathan and Harlan.
Okay. So you run over, you're aware that there is combat afoot. You can see about 6 assailants who were creeping up on the camp. As you kind of stand and become a bit more alert, you can clock that there are a few of them. They're roughly creating a circle around you guys. What would you like your first action to be?
I will, first of all, I will look at my the rest of the kids, and I will try to understand if they are all set and ready for what's coming. And then I will try to threaten these mongrels to fight me and not them.
Okay, absolutely. So is this you can perform threaten. Sure. What would you like to roll for this? Strength?
Yeah, let's go with strength maybe.
Okay. 14. 14's okay. I'd like to think that you get up whatever they thought they were creeping up to try and steal from. They maybe just thought you were some travelers on the road. When they see a fully armored dwarf with shield and a maul in hand, they realize, uh-oh, this is not simple travelers we have come upon. So I would say that you've definitely rattled a few of them and put them slightly off balance, if you will, at the sudden realization that they have an actual fight on their hand. So that may then lead to an advantage for other people trying to do what they are doing. Absolutely.
That's my intent.
You look scary.
Oh my god, so scary.
Harlan,
so scary.
you're next with Darathan on deck. Oh, can't hear you, bud.
No.
Nope.
Oh, there you go.
Did it fix it? Is it
Yeah.
is it
Yeah,
fixed?
it's
Okay,
fixed. It's
okay.
fixed.
Ah!
We'll cut this in post.
Harlan panics. No. He grabs his bow, and as he is knocking an arrow in the direction that he perceived they were coming from, he starts breaking out into song, and he is singing, "There on the battlefield he stands," and then like everyone can feel everyone can feel that their ability to attack is getting boosted. They are becoming more valorous.
We love it. Song of Valor. We love it. What I'll say is feel free to either roll something in the communication if you want that to be the thing that you're leaning heaviest on, or roll to attack with your bow if you want to try and take someone out.
Yep,
Both will be happening, but you know, it's just to see which roll you want to do.
Let's roll with the bow to see if he can hit somebody
Yeah.
and sing at the same time. How talented is my bard? A 12.
It's okay. I would say that you are able to loose an arrow. It does hit one, maybe just in a shoulder. It is not necessarily stopping them from attacking, but you have injured them. However, your song has inspired people. What the rest of you are going to experience for the first time, most of you, Jovik, you'll be aware, there is something about the song of a bard that it's almost like a magical effect. It does seem to fill you with a little bit more confidence in what you are doing. It sharpens you up. Everyone else, when you roll, I'm going to allow you to add a +2 to what you are doing. So take a note of that just to remind yourselves. Okay, Darathan, you're up with
I would just like to say that once Arlen starts singing, Jovik immediately says, "Ah, the song of my dreams." Oh, wait, I don't know. Okay, but I know this. I know. And I start beating my shield with my maul at the rhythm of the song.
Nice.
Dope.
You're the drummer. Got it. So Darathan, you're up now, and Rian is up next.
I think being prepared for this and hearing the boosting effect of hearing the song, feeling boosted, they go into shadow mode. So what that looks like for other people is Darathan, who is probably near the campfire, who was talking with Harlan. You kind of feel you see the shadows almost engulf him as he kind of steps back into them, and he goes and to use his bluff, so backstabbing. So he turns to backstab one of them in the back, and all that person hears is a boo. As they go to take out their blades, their daggers, and just go to quite literally backstab, and we see a bit of a smile, but also a fierce protection in their eyes, because they have been not only Fairlin's, but to him also Rian.
Yes.
He has taken it upon himself to take care of them. So I'm gonna
So what I'll say is, roll. We'll assume that the backstab is
Mhm.
happening because it's one roll for these things.
Mhm.
Your better roll is probably going to be attacking with your dagger. You get the +2 from the backstab, but also a +2 because of the Song of Valor. So whatever you roll, you are adding +4 to it.
25.
Yeah, I think you essentially are deleting this person out of existence.
He's
So
dead,
you, yeah. Can you just describe to us what it looks like when you stab into this guy? It is going to kill him, so.
Yeah. I will say we see him, like we said, disappear into the shadows and almost reappear behind this person. And maybe we see a little bit of like smoky little feathers to go with the raven beam.
Mhm.
And as he's doing that, we hear squawking from Dami, calling their distractions. We hear the really quiet boo from from him behind this person whose eyes kind of widen.
This person is absolutely going to scream at a pitch that is not, not
Yeah.
respectable.
And I think with that scream, what happens is the scream just abruptly cuts off as there is a knife that goes through the back and one that goes to the throat.
Deleted.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just moves to be ready for the next thing.
Incredible. Rianne, with Farnley up next.
Get deleted.
So, you'll have to remind me very briefly of the order of things. So this is just a regular one turn go, and then
this is one turn. Yeah, you're doing something cool. Gives you an advantage. Is attacking normally, or it can be something else if you like. We'll do the bad thing befalling, and then we finish the fight in round 3.
Okay. So Rianne is. I'm just painting a picture in my mind. She's going to shift into falcon form again. Using the spell small animal form. And she is going to fly and hover above the remaining survivors. And I don't know whether to keep this for my like kick-ass flourish round, but she is going to shift out into her spellcaster form. She can't use spells as a thing, and cast Tempest on anyone below her.
Incredible. It's up to you, because you can be kick-ass here and then do something else that's also kick-ass afterwards if you would like. Your call. Maybe you just in your falcon form, you're gonna like parry at them and try and claw at people's eyes so that they're thrown off for other people.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll engage distracting maneuvers.
Incredible. Can you roll your primal magic for me?
Of course.
18. Yeah. You're absolutely able to sort of like almost leap up off your feet as you transform into this falcon form and go for some people's eyes. It's pretty good. If there is any flourish you would like to add to the description of what that looks like, feel free.
Let me just look at our lines and veils.
Yeah.
Without being too violent or gory, eyes are liberated.
Yes.
Some skin is also liberated.
You give these people an upsetting, no good time.
Yeah, it's a no good, very bad day for these people, and it's about to get worse.
Yeah, there's more of them now. They're also screaming because somebody just turned into an animal, and they're like, "Oh God, there's mages!" And
they have been relieved of a few body parts.
Yeah, they are doing their own screeching, and it is yeah. Freaking out. Very good. All right. Farlin, it is you.
Mages.
Mages. Oh no.
Mages. With Farrellin, honestly, this is probably the only time that being in the mortal plane is good for her, and I mean good is just skilled.
Yeah.
being woken up from the place she wants to be all the time. There's
Mhm.
just an immediate anger that erupts from them, and just gonna calmly walk towards a big bulk of them
Mhm.
and just lift. And as her hands lift, the roots that are on her Valislane grow darker, and they start elongating down her throat and out across her face and becoming darker. And they're gonna cast horror.
Yes.
And
Excellent.
just
That's
try to
what-
scare the shit out of them. Yeah.
Yeah. What I'll ask for this is if you can just roll an entropy roll for me. Remember, you're getting the +2
So not a
from the Song
spellcast?
of Valor. Actually, yeah. If you could roll that spellcast first. Should have done
Hope
that
I did
with
this
Rena first, but
right.
it is right. It's right.
Fingers crossed.
Loosey goosey.
Oh. No, that's bad.
No.
You're gonna.
that's-
Does the +2
Oh,
add to
+2.
this?
I
Does the
forgot.
+2 add to
No,
the spell power?
Good question. Yep.
It would make it.
Yeah. Sure. Yes, and yes, it does. What I will say is, because you very nearly lost control with the spell, and it is just the Horn of Valor that is kind of helping push you over the edge. You're gonna do this, but your grasp on your own horror form is not as controlled as you would normally like. Feel free to roll that. Feel free to roll that into whatever happens in the second round, but you are not fully in control of this horrific form. You are able to get the spell off, however. If you could just roll your entropy roll for me, just to see how effective the spell is, like how many people it's going to affect.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can assume that it does get cast, but okay. 50 is pretty good. I think certainly the couple of people that are beside you, just the nature of the campfire means that not all of them can see what's happening with you at the moment.
Yeah.
Those who can see you, however, are also shrieking and having a not good time. They're like, what did we stumble
Yay.
into?
And I think you just they'll hear just in the lowest but still carrying voice, just
Yeah.
Elvhen, just
Yeah. And-
Dinan, just death
Yeah.
over and over again near them.
The thing that provides the most delight to some of you is that the distressed squealing and swearing is in our legion. Because we are in Orlais, technically. Very good, very delightful. We love to see it. So the fight is certainly coming out in the favor of all of you. Some of you more successful than others. One of you barely holding on to your own very successful but hard to control spell. We're now going into our second round where something bad is going to befall you. This could be someone loses an arrow and it catches you. Someone could drive an axe into your shoulder. It could be something else bad that befalls you. So get creative. It doesn't have to be an injury, but injuries are the most common and most likely. So, Jovik, something bad happens to you, and you are likely going to get hurt. What happens to you?
Okay, so painting the scene around me, as everyone seems so capable, so incredibly capable at what they're doing, I will focus on the bandits, or so the willing to be thieves that are still standing and not
Yes.
horrified, and are
Yes.
going to try to attack either Faralyn or Arlen or Rian. Daratan, I don't think any of them can actually see him, so I don't have to really be preoccupied with that. And I will be rushing through the field or this area that we have, trying to shield them from attacks that they don't even really realize are aiming at them.
A hit is about to come. Can I posit the most flavorful story one? Rianne, someone is about to take a weapon, and she's currently in her bird form, so is incredibly vulnerable, and you get in the way and take the hit instead.
Yes, I jump up. No, I actually use my maul to hit the arm of the person throwing the knife at her, and the knife just passes by a little bit
Okay.
off the bird. And I
Yeah.
keep doing this, and while I'm doing this, I still get hit a lot.
Yeah.
Because I go into a frenzy of protection, into my guardian mode. I don't even
Mhm.
realize I'm being hit. I'm getting hit. I'm
Yeah.
getting struck. I fall to
Fueling
the
you more.
ground a couple of
Yeah.
times. I actually get up once, completely bleeding, and I see someone trying again to throw another X, a throwing X to Rian, and I run to them and spear them into the ground.
Yeah.
And I throw my shield at someone while someone kicks me in the head. And now I'm in the middle of a lot of teams. And
There's just so much happening.
yeah, I'm in the middle of a lot of them, and yeah, I'm being pummeled at this point.
Yeah. A bloody mess. Delightful. Harlan, something real bad, no good happens to you. What occurs? Dorathan, you're up next.
Let's see. So, lots of stuff is happening in front of him with Jovic, and he's greatly concerned. One such thing is a knife happens to get struck at him. He's like, whoa! And he breaks out of the song for a moment. He's like, oh no! He's like, okay, this is not working. And just like tosses the bow in this particular direction, grabs his lute and starts just like strumming as much as possible. You know, like in Inquisition, they had that one bard that you could play for the multiplayer. That guy. So he's like trying to like strum up like rock style, and because he is no longer defending himself, like a couple of arrows just go funk right into him, and he's like, ugh. But he's like, I won't break from song. Like his pitch gets higher. Yes.
Okay, so we've taken a few bad arrows, not to the knees but to the shoulders. Dorathan, you are next. What bad, awful thing befalls you?
I think what bad, awful things befall me is because he's taken to the shadows, because the people that are intruding, I wouldn't say attacking because we'll do most of the attacking, but the people that were intruding, I think one of them is there is so much fear that they're just wildly taking like a torch and trying to scare off the shadows. He doesn't know what's going off, and I think that torch just meets Dorathan in the face and burns him. And there's just a curse in Elvhen and him threatening this man with this is a long one, so excuse me for butchering Elvhen, but it's Artunalin Emami, which is I will see your blood on my blade.
Nice. Beautiful. Very good. Rianne, something bad, no good, awful happens to you. What occurs?
Yeah, so while she's, I guess, circling above and occasionally diving down to do some damage to soft parts, someone will actually grab her as she's diving, and they're going to probably pluck some of her tail feathers out. And for anyone who knows anything about birds, that is not good for them, and it hurts a lot. So yeah, that's going to happen to her before she manages to get free.
Excellent. Yeah. A loud, distressed squawk. Wonderful. Farron Lynn, finally. Something bad, no good, awful happens to you. What occurs?
I think, honestly, just the tempting voices of just revenge and anger. And man, do they sound nice.
Vengeance is just the best, isn't it?
Oh, it's just gonna be so delicious. And honestly, with her like wanting to be, or them wanting to be in Fade so much, just sounds a little too good. Like I could listen to that.
Yeah, I think and it might be distressing to anyone nearby who can hear it. If you are saying things, vengeful, angry, elven words, there's that sort of like double, triple, slightly distorted sound to what you were saying.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is a worrying thing to hear from a mage. Yeah.
I should be smiling. Stop it. I'm so scared.
I love it.
Please
Oh
stop.
no, no.
I feel like this is happening and Giraffe is angry and then he's like, uh-oh. I gotta take care of that.
Brother, it's fine. Leave me alone.
Said with 3 different voice pitches. Okay, we're going into the final round. Something you do is going to help towards finishing the fight and success. You're probably going to be taking them out. Remember, there's about 6. Well, there's 5 now because one of them got deleted. So maybe a person each. Jovic, what do you do to end this fight?
Okay, so I see that things took a turn for the worse. My dearest Arlen, my lad, my boy, got shot.
Yeah. Twice.
So I will, in the middle of this red punching and kicking, and I will look up, because I'm always thinking about protecting. I look up, I see Arlen with 2 arrows on the shoulders. I see the person holding the bow, and I will crawl out of the situation I'm in, get up, get my maul, and go directly to the knee of said person so they can get to my height, and then immediately put the bow around their neck and push and say, "Never depart."
Oh.
And I will just finish him up right there.
I would say roll with your maul is probably the best bet for rolling this attack for me, please. So your maul, you don't have it in your weapons group, but if you roll, I guess it is strength.
Oh, I should have added it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. We can deal with that before the next time. So you're just rolling your strength, and then you get the +2 for because the Song of Valor being sounded. That will absolutely do. You roll enough, you take this guy out, and you get to call out your little battle cry at the end there. Yeah, love to hear it. Harlan, something you do is going to help towards the winning of this fight. What do you do?
All right, so Harlan is singing as much as he can with 2 arrows in the shoulders. As one of the bandits gets closer to him, he attempts to do a feint. So he's going to, still singing, stop playing, but he's going to try, he's looking like he's going to swing the lute down. He's never going to hit somebody with his lute, let's be honest. Like, it's not going to happen. But as he's doing that, as the distraction, he's using his other hand to pull his dagger out of his belt and kind of like underhand knife the guy in the belly while he's like looking at the lute.
Hell yeah. Roll with your dagger, but at a +2.
All right.
The Song of Valor affects you too.
So that would be an 11.
Oh no.
Yeah. My shoulders are hurt. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I feel like
singing. Come on.
I feel like you very much want to do that. It does not happen. Describe to us why you're not successful in this role and what it looks like.
So the guy doesn't believe the loot thing because he's like, that looks like an expensive loot. I actually don't think you're going to hit me with that. Sees the knife just in time to sidestep as I swipe and cut his shirt.
Yeah. He might use your momentum to also then stick his feet between yours and trip you over while you're doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bard goes ass first into the air.
Very good. Dorathan, what are you doing to help end this fight? Rhiannon, you're up next. Dorathan.
I'm here.
Hi.
That's what my bird sounds like, by the way. That was just me making a bird sound. No, I think what happens is there is a bit of a panic when he notices what's going on with Fanlin, and he knows he needs to go and try and get them out of this. So he has no time for this man in front of him. So he goes to do another he doesn't even go to hit this person. He maneuvers them so that they fall onto the blade of another attacker.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of get them out of the way, so that he has a clear path to Farlin.
Okay. That sounds a bit more like an acrobatics if you have it. Is there anything else that you
don't have acrobatics, but I'm good dex.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. 16. I'm a grandmother.
Yeah. I would say with a 16, you absolutely managed to get this person, trip them up and maneuver them in such a way that they, one of their own, impales them with a weapon, and then you sort of beeline towards your sibling.
Yeah.
Rianne, we kind of know what you were.
Yes. So, because of her tail feathers being plucked, she can't really maintain the falcon form because they are essential for flight. So, in the middle of the air, not quite unlike her hunting, she's going to switch right back to elf form. And quick thinking is going to twist her body so that she's just like facing downwards. She's going to put out her arms while she's falling and cast Tempest on anyone within 40 yards.
Hell yes, I'm gonna allow any of you that want to be included in this, but certainly the bad guys. Roll your primal magic for me, please.
I would like to be included in this.
Oh, incredible. Can I ask you to roll to cast first as well? That was my bad for not asking for it first. So you just do, there's like a little button next to your spell that says to cast the spell. So if you go into your magic.
That's me.
Yeah. Where are you?
That's my,
Huh? Rianne.
Yes, I see it.
Yep, you see it? Cast spell.
Yay!
Yay! Excellent. Okay, so normally with spell casting, there's a certain target number that you're trying to beat as well. You need to roll that number or higher in order for the spell to successfully go through. If you don't, something bad can happen. Normally it's just the spell doesn't work, or in the case of Ireland, something fun happens. But you successfully cast it and also rolled a 20, so I'm going to say that you're certainly able to take out a couple of them with this. Even those that are not taking enough to kill them, the ones who are perhaps left in combat with Farron Lynn, are feeling the effects of the spell. If any of you want to feel the delightful tingles down your spine of Tempest,
I feel that my armor would be a great rod for this.
Yeah.
I rushed into the middle of the battle for my siblings, so
and I'm
in there. We are here.
I am too, because I tried to scare all of them.
Yeah.
I walked right into them.
It's not enough to necessarily badly injure you. No, nothing.
But it's chilly.
You can feel the sort of effects. What I will say, it's up to you how you wrap this into it, but this could be the thing, Farnland, that sort of takes you out of where you had been. This spell kind of helps you come back to yourself. Now, that's just allowing you to roll in and wrap this into what you want to do. Use it however you want, my dear. But it is successful. You take out not only one of them, but certainly the person that Harlan was not able to take out is taken out by Tempest. Last up, Farnlin, to finish the combat, last person who's on the battlefield. What do you do?
If you'll allow me, if you'll indulge me, Farnlin, that the horror stays up, like as long as there are people there. So I think just I would almost say it's almost like a Rorschach type of thing where it's just dark and you just see the yellow eyes, right? And especially in the firelight. I'm gonna walk up very slowly to the last person, and I would like to cast sleep, but it's going to be Farron Lynn's version where she's guiding people to death. So
sleep forever now.
Yes. I embrace Valentin and I will guide them to their sleep.
I have so many things I'm about to wrap into this, but please roll to cast first, because you and our brains work the same. Roll to cast first.
This is a really high test, so you know what, just fingers crossed, everybody. I'm sure it'll be fine.
We'll say you still get the +2.
No.
Oh no, not
Oh,
even
it's bad,
close.
y'all.
It's bad.
No.
I'm gonna, you know what? This is how we're
Uh-huh.
gonna end the session, everybody.
Okay.
Farnlin, feeling the horror yourself, you are the horror right now. You are bringing vengeance upon these people who came to intrude upon a place where you were resting. And as you reach out, what you are trying to do is not necessarily cause them to fall asleep. You are putting them to sleep. And in doing so, if this had been successful, you'd have been reaching in and essentially ripping that person's spirit out of them. Their body would collapse, dead for all intents and purposes, as you rip their soul into the Fade. What you do as that happens, and you're all going to see it, this dark, shadowy presence is going to enter the space it is surrounding Farn Lin, as you see the tendrils from the Valislin, the gold in the eyes. And as they do this, there's this moment where it's almost like you yourself are also releasing in this moment, and you're guiding this person into the Fade is aggressive, and it's not the kind and peaceful kind that Falandin does. This is an aggressive, vengeful one. And as you do it, your own soul is going to guide this person into the Fade. Your body is also going to collapse.
I mean, okay. So I will say, as they're walking up, y'all all hear them say, "Namalana Saline, your time has come." For people who understand Elvhen, but at this point, I think it started as their voice, and it's not their voice anymore. At the end of that,
yeah,
it's just the other voices that y'all hear. Farron Lynn's voice is gone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The body will collapse to the ground, as will this bandit's. The camp will fall quiet. There are a number of dead bandits around you, and Farron Lynn is laying unconscious. What will befall Farron Lynn, and will we be able to restore their spirit back into their body? I guess we'll find out next time, everybody, as that is the end of our session too. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Very good. An exciting little cliffhanger at the end there. Thank you, Dice. For now, if we could just go around the table and just say who you are, who you have been playing, and where we can find you on the internet.
I guess we start by me again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still Andre. I'm still playing Jovik, the dwarf, and I'm doing my best to not make a lot of questions about these characters' lives and just consume all the session time. That's it. And on the internet, I'm around. Look for me. If you can find me, that's great.
Hello, everyone. I'm Torin, or Torin Talks Creativity. I go by she, they. I've been playing Farron Lynn, who goes by they, them. I'm so happy right now. You'll have no idea. Anyway, I'm not saying I was hoping to fail. That's weird. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. As far as where to find me, the easiest place is on Twitch at Torin Talks Creativity. I'm on there quite often and announce all of my projects and things as they come on there. So yeah, thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Kay Phoenix, or Kay on the internet. I go by they, them pronouns. I had the pleasure of playing our city elf bard, who is now face first with his butt in the air. His name is Harlan. He goes by he, him pronouns. And you can see me around here on the transmissions and other channels. See you then.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan, or Alyssa Vamp. Arts on the internet. I have been yours truly, Darathan. He uses he, him. I use any pronouns. You can find me on Blue Sky at Alyssa Vamp. I think it's Alyssa Vamp, not Alyssa Vamp Art. One of the two. It's fine. You can also find me on this channel a lot. This is my little nook, my little cranny. And that's it.
And finally, I continue to be Afa. I use she, her pronouns, as does Rian, my shape-shifting Dalish elf mage And you can find me by my name, AYFA, AFA, on the internet, wherever you possibly can.
Mhm. And finally, it's me. I have been the storyteller today. I'm Emma Hamlin on the internet. You can find me Hamilton, mostly just Blue Sky now. Normally here on Transmissions, as I'm one of the founders, and a few other places as well. For now, take care of yourself, everybody. We'll see you for session 3.
Bye.
Bye.